All right, guys, welcome back to the video. So today I'm going to do a Z-form install how-to. So amongst what we got going on today, we got Pablo coming to finish up this job, rebar, foam, and a bunch of little details. I figured we got to do these Z-forms. I might as well show you guys what I do. Now, Z-forms has instructional videos, but this is like the real-life version, I feel like. Like, theirs is good, but I found a lot of flaws in it. And the Z-forms itself are still great, but the reality of it is materials, especially with fiberglass, a lot of these guys are doing on concrete or like a vinyl, which are the other two only pools you can build. So it's like whatever, but the challenges you have with this pool are different than with those other pools because I've done those other ones. So I'm gonna show you what I do, and let's start here. So we've already got the first one in right now. What we had to do before, this is like in the learning process when I was doing these Z-forms back in the day, was the shells are not perfect. That's our biggest challenge here. And so I had to cut this off because it was really bad. And it was an auto cover and I had to adjust, and this is what I came up with. So it is what it is. I know better now, and I'll show you what to do if you have that issue. But I do need one that does have at least like the bottom covered so it'll go over the shell. So we've got one, you know, it's already a full piece. It's just simple as slipping it in. And then this one's kind of popping out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like throw a clip. These are the clips. They're gonna go in, let me just show you right here. Right here. They're gonna come in and they're gonna pinch all the way until it like spreads it like that. So I did talk to the guys at Z-Forms. They said that they would send me some new stuff because I'm having problems with these forms. They're getting loose in their pliability, or they're just loosening up as the product itself. All around, vinyl liner, fiberglass, auto cover, or I meant to say auto cover, vinyl liner, because there's two different tracks. And then you got the ones that are bendables for the free forms. And so they said they're gonna send me out some, but because, you know, these gotta be tight. And this one's really tight, so you want it to be button. These are mainly made for, Cover Star. And, you know, we stopped installing Cover Star for a while. These are APC auto covers. We may go back to Cover Star, we don't know yet. But there's a notch inside of the cover on Cover Stars that lock in, so you know, it really holds it. You never have an issue. Versus like APC, they don't. This notch right here on the auto cover, that right there goes in and clips in there, and you never have an issue, ever. So we're gonna go ahead and finish all these, and then we're gonna come back around and show you the rest of them. Now, one of the biggest issues with reusable forms is you gotta cut them again. And that's just kind of part of it. You know, we've got a couple $1,000s invested here. Actually, probably 4,000. Probably about 8 in total from every pool design. Freeform vinyl liner or freeform without the auto cover track. It's the same exact form. You get a receiver track and all that. And so between those three designs of the Z-forms, we've got a lot of money. But you have to cut them. It's just part of it. You know, every like maybe once a year I'll buy, well, these are like 3 years old and I haven't bought any more. I have bought flexible ones and I have bought new liners. So you do have to cut the liners and it just works. That's just how it goes. So I've probably bought like, 3 or 4 new liners. It's not crazy, like 150 bucks a piece. Over the last like 3 or 4 years I've been using these. And, you know, that's a pretty small price to pay. But then I included also in the contract for these forms, I include a price so I can restock, you know, and it's not costing me a bunch of money. So you guys can see, all right, you're not gonna see this anywhere else on YouTube, I promise you, but see how this shell is sticking out so much? That's like a 1/2 inch from there to there. There's nothing we can do. We straightened this shell perfectly to what it needed it to be. And part of why like a lot of these are cut again. But when it doesn't happen, I'm going to show you later, like I said, I just wanted to show you that. It's just crazy. Some of them, you know, every shell's different. There's variances in the fiberglass world, but you know, it's like they're only, you know, they're only gonna do so much, and so they will not be perfect, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. All right, you guys, we're gonna do this all in one shot. So we're gonna get a short one. We're gonna keep it. We're not gonna go past this auto cover wall here, and then we're gonna keep it up just a little bit. And the reason we do a short one is so this joint and this joint overlaps, and then it locks together, because you don't want to have an issue with, there's like a separation, a small separation, you know, and it just looks stupid. So as I'm doing this, James is going around, I'm following him. He's doing all the clips. Got all the clips. Every 12 inches is kind of what we go for. And then that's really gonna seal it up tight, but I got the auto cover lid going on, so I'm gonna make sure it stops there. And then we're gonna put this rubber in right here. Now I kind of use this, I'm gonna stick this one in like right here, just like that. And you want it up a little bit so you can push it in and then press down and clamp it. Okay. Now also, if it is clamped, because some of them get clamped, just a little trick is, you know, you just kind of come underneath of it like that and then push it under. Yep. Just making sure every little piece get in your hand and just feeling it everywhere, because, you know, this is a rough contour form liner, so you'd be sticking out and you'd be like, oh, that looks normal, but really it's not. So you want it to be consistent within the inconsistency of the stone stamp. How do you like that language, huh? Yeah. Isn't that nice? It's pretty. And then I'll show you guys some more details on concrete later, but that's just the deal for that. Because you want to make sure everything on these auto covers gets taped up well, and you don't have any issues for the guys coming in to do the pre-pour, and it's like a whole deal, you know. I'm not going to drag this tutorial, you know, on and on, but I'm going to, you know, move on to this one and get to the next step. I will say in the summertime, these form liners, we do them the day of because of you know, expanding and contracting. It'll probably shrink on us by Monday because it is Friday, but it is colder out, and we can always, I'm going to leave the corner ones off, and we're going to adjust them, you know, when we get here Monday morning. So we're going to get all this finished up, and then I'm going to show you guys my secret on how I get these things to never bust out. Because no matter what, you put clips in here, you put them in tight, you're going to get a vibrator. Some people just tap it. We vibrate a little bit and then tap it because it gets the water bleeds a little better, and you don't run that risk of having that honeycomb of look versus the stamp. All right, guys, to wrap this up, the secret ingredient to my secret ingredient soup is nothing. All right, listen, I love that movie, in case you haven't noticed. Stegmeyer, baby. The time that Stegmeyer comes in handy. No offense, Stegmeyer, but not a fan. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get an 1/8 inch bit. And yeah, I know the guys at Z-Forms are going to hate me because I've already talked to them, but I got to drill an 1/8 inch hole in my plastic forms. It's not a big deal, unfortunately. I hate to do it, but it kind of is what it is. I'm going to go every 4 feet on the auto covers. Now, when we do our fiberglass pools without the auto cover track, you have to do these like every 16 inches because you just don't want to take the risk. This auto cover track is so much stability. Where's the hole at? Here it is. It adds so much stability when you're forming this up that you only have to do it every 4 feet. And you know, it's overkill, but I have had these move on me simply because the shell bulges it out. We actually have the problem over there, and I'm going to show you. And this is going to hold it all together. But It's just the best, man. Why take a risk? We're dealing with 1,500 square feet of concrete here, thousands and thousands of dollars, and the customer deserves a great product because we charge them for it. Okay, let me tell you, we charge them for it. So I'm just gonna come here and probably screw it right here, drill it right there. Well, I guess that's deep enough, eh? I got a 12 by 1 inch screw, metal screw, hex head from Lowe's. 5/16, 3/4, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, close enough. James actually came up with this idea the other day. So we're gonna make sure it's tight. You got it close, can you see it? Make sure it's tight. And then we're going to pull it and wrap it around just like that. I used to tighten them, but you don't anymore. I mean, you don't have to tighten it. It's not going anywhere. And if in the case that it's sticking out like on a pool that doesn't have the auto cover, we're gonna come here, we're gonna pull, tap, and tighten. Now let's go over this side over here, and I'm gonna show you guys the issue and why we do these ties. Now, because this one is sticking out, show them, James. This one is sticking out, you can see it. I'm gonna put these like just accordingly, you kind of use your judgment, but I'm gonna go like 2 to 3 feet here. Because again, this added support of the auto cover track, because it's 2 pieces. You know, it's like a whole shaft of track. The other ones are stable too that go into the receiver track, but they bend way, way more. So it's just, you really got to put a lot more support against them with the ties. Okay. We're gonna go in. Oh gosh, that's really sticking out. Look at that. Get your hammer. Go get your hammer. It's really bad. You got to get that thing in there. See, like this one's in, but I really need to get this one in. Okay. That's about, that doesn't look great at all, but what we're really going for is straight. So if this isn't moving anymore, this one right here is in. So, I mean, maybe it's almost like this track is like different size almost, which is not supposed to be. It's almost impossible. All right, that's much, much better. So, part of the give and take, and that's why these forms are so great with this stamped edge, is even though we have an auto cover track and it's straight, they are straight now. We just had to bend it a little bit in to get that straight, and that's something that stamp hides if it's just like not square. And that's why I won't do cantilevers or anything. I stay away from them all because, you know, it's fiberglass pool. They do this. You know, whether it's a little bit, an 1/8 inch or a 1/4, they still wave. And so like everything is inconsistent. That throws off the sides. The sides aren't perfectly straight. The round over isn't perfect. It's not like a polymer wall from a fiberglass shell. You know, it's not the same. So kind of the way it is. And so this way we give someone an elevated product. A stamped edge on the front cantilever is elevated than just like a smooth or square. Some people want square. If they do, I suggest coping, because you're never going to get a perfect product. It's concrete anyway, so it's very difficult. Some people swear they can, but I have yet to see one. So, you know, that's kind of the deal with that. Though these things are so powerful, it's kind of a great combo. The Z-forms are great, but man, when you add the little ties, it makes everything just seamless. So we're gonna finish up. We got a lot to do here. Cover, these guys are gonna get done. I got a lot of details I wanna show you before we end this video today. And I'm gonna show you with the concrete, with what we're doing with mainly with the Z-forms, the auto cover and all that, because this isn't the final step. There's one more step that's very critical. So stick around and then I'll show you guys. All right, you guys, we are all wrapped up. We had had some issues here with the pool and drainage, so they're refixing those. But everything is tidied up. And so the last details that I'm going to show you, very important, are these taping details. Now, I got this foil tape all-purpose from Home Depot, dammed it up basically inside of here, so we don't want any concrete coming out. And then every seam of the Z-form, all right, trying to get by, I'm going to push you. Every one needs to get taped. And then just in building general, the seams of the auto cover track needs to get taped. The ends need to get taped because any concrete will go in there, and our guys are gonna have a ton of hard time chipping that out. So we're leaving the ends off, like I said before, to cut because it probably will shrink. But this is the whole thing, man. See, we pour on a 6 lump. We pour so wet because we want it to be really form against here really well. We don't want to pour dry, so you got all that water really seeps everywhere. So that's the reason for that. And but everything looking good. In the morning, Monday morning, we will spray these all liquid release. We'll spray all this with liquid release because all this gets stripped and faced. Auto cover lid is done, and concrete goes in between there as well. But that's the Z forms. That is a pretty realistic guide of how we do it. If you guys have any questions, let me know below. But anyway, we're done for the day. This pool we started last year, if you guys haven't been following along, and we will be finishing it up on Monday. So it's Friday right now, and that's it. Just a reminder of the free coaching giveaway. I'm doing 1 hour of free coaching, and I'm going to show you guys to grow your business, double the revenue, build your brand, help you start a business, whatever it is. 1 free hour of coaching. Link below. We've got all the info. Just type in name, email, and phone number. Nothing crazy, and you guys will have a chance to win for February. I've already got January and December. I'm working with people, so go ahead and fill that out if you guys are interested. And me and James are heading out. We got the truck loaded down. It's full of stuff, so we'll see you guys Monday.